Hello and welcome back. There's a fair bit of wind at the moment and I'm currently, or my location is, Fundao. I'm not in the town proper. I'm on a little slip or service road heading up to what I think is possibly waterworks or something like that. But it's a trailhead where you can go to an area where you get a vantage point out over all this valley at Fundao and all the way through to the mountains, and by all accounts it's spectacular. So I'm here to do this before having to return home and do some family things around dinner time. But I'm just going to quickly show you where I am and, well, give you the lay of the land. So I'm looking down onto Fundao and all the valleys and hills in between, and indeed the mountains in the further distance. You can see the clouds and you can see the mist rolling off the top, but I'll bring you around. And it's quite a sight. When I was driving here this morning, it did kind of take my breath away. You will have to excuse the wind. There's a fair bit of wind, but it's going to make for pleasant walking conditions for me. As you can see, I'm not in the prettiest of places to start this walk. I've got some kind of waterworks or something behind me, but you know, above me, above my head up there, you can see I've got green hills and forestry, and that's where I'm heading to. Yeah, so the trailhead starts pretty much up where that sign is, which is on that bank. This is like a service road. Doesn't actually seem to go anywhere. It's quite wide, and I've actually left my car here because I don't want to start from down in the town. As you can see, it's kind of what it is. It's a service road. It doesn't look too pretty where I've left the car, but Fundao itself is an absolutely gorgeous town, and we enjoyed our little walkabout in it earlier on, and we intend to come back for the Monday market, so we're looking forward to that. So this is the trailhead, and as you can see, there's no big distances to walk. I should get both of these done, but my first one is going to be up there into the forest. I'll quickly swing you around here. You see my shadow? And I'll bring you slow in it. Well, I'll slow it down so you can just get a better view of the mountains. And basically Fundao that sits down in this plain. Swinging you around. And there's the sun. The sky is already beginning to blue up from when I parked the car up, and it should be quite a nice little walk up through this forest. The tree's got these markings which are the same colour bands as what's on the signs, and I'm just following them. I've got no information and I've done no research, so which is pretty you know, rare for me, but I came across this trail while I was actually in Fundao itself, and I just thought I'll come back and do that. So here I am, and yeah, it's nice to be out before everybody else. I don't know how well used this track gets, but being so close to the town, I can only imagine it would be a favourite for dog walkers and people just out for a gentle stroll. So yeah, I'm actually wearing a hoodie in central Portugal. It was quite cold this morning, and I did feel the need to put one on. And I don't typically feel the cold, particularly when I'm walking. I usually get quite a sweat on. So yeah, yeah, hoodie. It does get quite chilly here on some evenings. There has been a lot of wind, and it was just windy back there on that side of the track that I've just come from. So yeah, you know, you can expect to need a hoodie on some occasions. I've just stopped here, and I'm looking behind me, and the blue sky's coming out. It won't be long before my hoodie will be off. I'm doing this slow, I'm not in any hurry. There's a nice little metal gate to somebody's property. Yeah, I've become a bit of a connoisseur at looking at, well, metal gates. They've become a bit of a fascination for me over here because there's such a wide variety, and they're all distinctive, and they do draw your eye, and it makes you realise that it is somebody's property. But down there, it looks like somebody's been doing a bit of bushcrafting, some kind of shelter, which is quite interesting. The track has got a little bit more, shall we say, rocky and dusty, and it's got a little bit more gradient here at the moment. But interestingly, I've just come across this bottle tied to a twig. It's got holes in it and a lot of dead insects, and it looks like it's some kind of, well, man-made or shall we say homemade kind of insect trap or contraption. For whatever reason it's there, I do not know, but you know, it looks like it's done its job. It's got insects in the bottom. Yeah, I'm not aware of what that would be, but anyway, this oh, and here's another one. There's another one, exactly the same format. So I'm guessing it's legit, because obviously this is a well, public footpath or trackway. And another one. And there's the sign there. So yeah, we'll keep moving on. That sky's becoming lovely and blue. Like I said, I've done no prep or research on this particular track I'm on, but yeah, I think it's the Gardenia hills or mountains, I'm not sure, and you know, I'm not going to try to bluff it, because I really don't know. I've just tipped up and I'm doing it because I've seen it, but I'm enjoying this. I'm kind of in pines now, and I'll let you have a look. So you can see I've got a lot of big pine trees here. And there's a lot of pine cones there. So that's a fair indication that they're pines. But yeah, I had a pretty interesting day yesterday, and I'll tell you about it. So yeah, I'm still following these signs. So yeah, as for yesterday, well, we went to see around 7 properties. It was a really hectic day. It was hot, it was tiring, it was knackering, and it was sensory, visionary. I mean, it was everything overload for us. That's not, you know, any fault of, I don't know, the estate agent or what was happening, but it was just the fact that, you know, we were trying to take as much information and look around those properties enough to give us, you know, the best educated amount of information we could get on those properties. So yeah, it was a very full-on day yesterday. The hoodie is off and I'll continue to walk and talk. Right then, the day started at around 9 o'clock for us, so we had to be in Castello Branco for literally 9 prompt, and that was getting the kids ready and the whole shebang, getting the whole show on the road, shall I say. So we got there for 9, got in the office, did some more, you know, discussion, a little bit more fact finding, and added a few more properties on the list that we wanted to see. And this equated to quite a lot of properties. We then went back to our car and awaited the driver and the person showing us around the properties to meet us. So we waited there for half an hour. We then got found by the gentleman and we set off on our journey. Now, it was a bit of an experience. Indication is not widely practiced, and I know that's a generalisation, but you know, that's how it felt to us. And basically the standard of driving was a little bit erratic, and it was you know, something hard for us to get our heads around. But anyway, we made it to our first destination, and we were heading to Penamacol, if I haven't murdered it, and pretty much most of our properties were on that road leading to that well, hilltop village town. Wait, this has got steep now, and I'm working on this. You know, I'm going to be giving my legs a bit of a workout, considering I haven't been doing hills like this for a good, well, a month now. Yeah, so, like, if I'm panting a little bit, because it is absolutely bloody steep here now. That first property we visited, ironically, was the one we kind of liked and had, or could envisage what plans we had or would put in place if we were to purchase it. And we kind of liked it, and we could already daydream, like I said, what we thought we would do there. But it was still the same question. When talking about the properties, what we intended to do, what legislation, what was legally allowed, what wasn't allowed, how we could work in and around it, you know, all manner of questions that you might put forward, we would get answers that didn't fully fit with what we knew through our research already. I'm not suggesting lying because, or anything like that, so don't take this as me saying that. All I'm saying is a lot of the questions I asked would have needed some kind of legal go-ahead or from the authorities or systems to do what I was kind of suggesting with the properties. But my firm answer was or their firm answer was, yes, Andy, you can do that. You don't need to do this, that and the other. You can do it. Well, that's not the case. You can do stuff with certain properties, but it requires going through the official systems to make it legal or all above board. So you're not wasting your time, wasting your money, and indeed putting yourself on the wrong side of the law, bureaucracy, local governance. So, you know, yet again, another eye-opener there. I am getting quite high now, and you know, it's really opening the views of the mountains up. And as you can see, this track has got really steep. I've definitely got a sweat on. Well, I've made it to where this sign now points over here, And it looks like I might have a little bit of rock scrambling to go up through into the woodland. But there is a handy piece of rope, and it looks like it's been done with some care and attention, so I'll scramble up there in a moment. So we'd seen another few properties with varying degrees of suitability, but ultimately not like the first one. We were then on the road to Pennymacaw, and there was a lot of logging lorries on the road, and from what I could see it was kind of like eucalyptus, I believe. But anyway, it was logging lorries of some description, and they're going along the road in the opposite direction. Now, we were just going along, you know, following our, you know, estate agent person showing us all the properties. Suddenly we see a black flash in front of us as a car shoots out behind the lorry at full tilt, hits the car with the salesman in front of us. Plastic, glass, everything flying in the air, showering down on our car. I swerved to the inside, same as the gentleman in front, the estate agent. The black car zoomed on past the lorry and then pulled in up the road further on. The lorry came to a screeching halt, and what ensued next was a lot of people shouting, screaming, arms flailing in the air, and all manner of, I should only guess in Portuguese, insults at each other. Anyway, what then happened was, you know, it all calmed down. The lorry driver went on the way, and the estate agent and the offending car that overtook the lorry, you know, coming into oncoming traffic, which was us, you know, so they exchanged details and, you know, pleasantries, I suppose, after a while, and then we made our way on. But everybody was really shaken at this point because, like I said, it was a close call, and you know, it was a little bit unnerving. So here we go, let's have a go at this now. Like I say, there is a rope here. It is pretty dry, but I'll use it anyway. Like I say, it does aid you getting up. Right, I think I'm good for that now. I know it continues up around. Yeah. Right, this rope is still continuing. Like I say, I'm using it quite simply because it's there, and ultimately, well, if it's there, use it. But it's a nice little touch, and it gives you that little feel, if you need it or not, that you might be doing something a little bit mountaineering, although you're not. But yeah, and I can see the platform I'm heading to. Woo! And here I go. One big boulder there to get up. There. And here I am. Oh. Oh, there's another track up there. Where does that go? I'll have to investigate. And here I am. Oh, Jesus, that was quite a climb. I'm going to make my way out onto these viewing platforms. Now look at that, guys. Look at all that before me. That is absolutely spectacular. Oh, this is definitely worth getting up this morning for. Definitely worth it. So I've made it to this viewing platform, and you know, it's absolutely outstanding. And like I said, it was worth me getting up to this. There is a track going up, and it continues with those red and yellow bars, so I presume it may be part of the loop back around. I'm going to have a little investigation on that, but as I've said, you know, this is totally outstanding. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just have to pick your moment and go out and do things, and I can't say it enough. You know, you've got to do things yourself, make them happen, and you know, you might get small little moments like this where you're stood on top of a massive hill. I think this possibly could be considered a mountain or part of the Gardenia part of the mountains here in Portugal. So, you know, I'm chuffed to bits. I've just had a little look at that information board, and in English it says we're at about 760 meters, and the platform or the viewpoint is Pedra de Hera. I'm murdering that massively, I know that, but it does actually say this is on the northern slopes of the Gardenia mountain range, so I think I'm correct in saying this is part of a mountain, and I'm actually walking or climbing a mountain, if you want to use that word. So, you know, perhaps I'm not exaggerating. Right, I'm heading up the track that I identified, and you can see there's a rope, and on top of that a track that you can continue making your way up. I've just spoken to a runner who says I can go up here and follow the signs, and I can do a loop back around. So I'm going to continue on and do that. This is working my legs. Oh, and I can feel it. I'm glad I'm doing it on a breezier, cooler day, early in the morning. And those ropes are there for good reason. It is quite slippery here. But I'm going to push on up through here and have a little chat in a minute. This trackway is going into a woodland, which is what I would call similar to what I usually use back home. It's cool and it's shaded. There's just enough breeze coming through the canopy to make this pleasant, and this is turning into an epic little morning's hike. I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, so if you're ever in Fundao, I would search this hiking trail out, because yes, it's not going to be, you know, full-on mountaineering or anything of that nature, but as for a pleasant walk with stunning views and woodland, which I'm now discovering, it is totally worth the effort. And here's the track. There. And I was told if I take this one I could do the loop. So I'm putting my faith and trust into the local runner, and he seemed a good all-round type of guy. So let's go ahead. So then, after that incident I was talking about with the near fatal car crash, we made our way on to see several other properties. Now, one of those I was very keen to look at due to the price. The bad part is it didn't have a well, but it was the structure that I was interested in, and it was a very, very old farm building. Now, you know, that was what I was extremely interested in, because it was also in reasonably good starting condition. And when I say starting condition, if you were to go down the routes of trying or making it into some kind of habitation. Now, I'm not going to labour on about that, because you disappear down a rabbit hole in a minefield of correct and incorrect, non-legal, legal, and on top of that, information that is not something an individual should be divulging unless they have full expertise. I don't, and I'm not going to. But for me, that property was a good indication of what I had done my research and was hoping to gain access to. Unfortunately, after a lot of hours, a lot of hard work, as in slogging through properties that were overgrown and a near fatal car accident, we got to this property, and it was beginning to shape up, but yes, there eventually was no keys to get into the property. So the vital piece or link that I was looking at, there was no keys to get into the actual property, and that was not made clear till we actually got to the door of the property, and I thought I was going to go in and have a look. Massive inconvenience. Rescheduled an appointment, or I have yet to do so, because we're still considering what we've just seen and what we've experienced yesterday. So yes, we're still enthusiastic about property here in Portugal, but it's about actually buying it. Right there, and there's my running friend there, hard at work. But yeah, I'm going to continue to see if I can actually make something work here or not. And in all fairness, I'm actually descending down a very nice track so far. It's very pleasant to walk on, not too steep a gradient, and I've got stunning views in front of me. This actual track here would possibly be the best one to come up if, or the track that does this circular, possibly so far from what I can see of it, is possibly the best one if you were not looking to be quite so energetic. They're still steep, they're still gradient, but it just seems that this one, it offers just a little bit more walkability. Looks like there's some forestry maintenance going on, and you can hear it. This track is well signposted, and I'm walking through fruit orchards here, and yeah, the track is very easy going, and like I said, possibly the best way of attacking or getting to that viewing platform. But I'm coming around the back of this particular rise, and look at that, absolutely stunning. Granted, the sun's going to be in your view of sight, but unfortunately, you know, that's just how it is. But absolutely stunning. I'm now on a little public road, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I got to go. I don't want to be going miles out my way, because obviously I want to get back to the car. Oh, there, it's clearly signposted. Oh look, there's a lot of other routes. Oh, look at that. I think I will be coming back here before I head home. Oh, and there you go. Yeah, cherry. Must be cherry trees that we're seeing. All these fruit trees are cherry trees. But there is actually a sign pointing down here, so I'm presuming this is where I've got to go. So I'm going to continue on down here. You know, it's just a sea of fruit trees everywhere on this side of the slopes here. Fruit trees upon fruit trees. You would never go hungry here, I can tell you. There must be fruit in absolute tons here. Hopefully you can see all those purple plums. The trees are absolutely covered with them. And they're a gorgeous purple. A bluey purple, and they look really juicy. But I'm still continuing down this road actually, and I can see a sign that says I still got to continue down here. Oh, and I can see one on the far telegraph or electric post stating I got to turn into a track. So that's good news, because I'm beginning to wander a fair bit away from Fundao itself. So yeah, I stay in there. You can see it's pointing for me to go down this track. So that's good news for me. I've got to be thinking about getting home. There you go, the sign I'm looking for. And it's straight down here. Back off hard tarmac onto rocks and loose stuff. I would suggest a decent pair of boots for this, because you could quite easily twist your ankle on something like this or a track like this. So yeah, you know, decent footwear, guys. Yeah, nobody wants to cut a hike short or have to call for assistance because you twisted an ankle. And it'd be easy enough to do that without boots, so give yourself your best chance. Just about to enter the actual wood or forest again, and just stepping over a little stream. Now, that's not the most common sight at the minute, because it's been a dry couple years here in central Portugal, so you know, small water courses don't tend to survive the heat and the kind of drought conditions for very long. But anyway, I'm making my way over and I'm back in the forest. Instantly it's cooling. And the change in scenery is pretty dramatic now I'm in the woods and forest here. It's something that you could quite easily imagine yourself, if you have a look around here, what you could imagine that you could be walking in the UK. There's bracken and there's pine trees. And obviously the native trees to this particular region. But at a passing glance, you could be in a UK forest. Well, I've made it back to these signs. I've took a slightly different route due to a navigational error on my part or failing to translate a sign. But that was my fault. I quickly corrected myself, and yeah, this has been a very pleasing walk. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Totally different sky and feel to the place from when I started. Bright blue skies. The sun is beginning to come down really hard on me now, even though there are some clouds in the sky. My car's back down there. I'm going to get a drink, then I'm going to scamper off home. So I'm back at my car, and incidentally, this tropical drink here that comes from a retailer that we do have back in the UK. I've never been able to find this tropical kind of drink. It looks absolutely toxic, the colour orange it is, but it is nice. I enjoy it. And the rest of my car is a total bomb site. Like I said, we've been throwing things in and out and just rushing off here or there and doing things what we got to do, you know, here in Portugal, as we are with the family and enjoying it. But I'm going to just quickly spin you around now. Well, I'm going to end this video vlog here. I hope you enjoyed that little walk around this small little mountain, and I'll call it that. But yeah, it's been thoroughly enjoyable. It's really re-energized me, given me a bit of you know, a bit of go in me, because I'm an outdoors kind of guy now. And I always encourage everybody else to go and get a bit of the outdoors, because it just makes you feel good. But as to regards to my search for property in Portugal, I'm going to state this once again. It's all my personal opinion and what I talk about and how I say it. But ultimately, you know, you do need full professional help when you are engaging in buying property over here. Financial, legal, through the administration and bureaucracy, you know, systems that are in place. Please, I implore you to go and get full professional help on your journey with property over here. You know, like I've said in a previous video, don't regret something. Get full help, professional help. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you out on the trails. All the best.